at goauto.ca.
With the lead up to the playoffs underway, players are definitely stepping up their game.
And the fans are doing the same. Simple snacks like chips and dip may work at the front half of the season, but now more and more fans are rocking the Wilhauk beef jerky for game time get-togethers.
Just make sure you bring enough for everyone if you want to be invited back for the playoffs.
Make your next hockey game day a Will Hockey game day with Wilhauk beef jerky, only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win games with salad.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the center bar. Plus, catch all the biggest games, every goal, every slam dunk. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 heating and cooling company for people who want heating and cooling, because you'll save a bundle by bundling. Then you can use hot, cold, Common thermostat, do what you're told. Turn up the heat, turn up the cold to the vents, start pushing out tornadoes. Bundle my furnace with some AC. Gonna get a new from Legacy. Oh yeah. Save a bundle when you bundle your new furnace and AC from Legacy today. Plus no payments and no interest for 1 year. That's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You need the lowdown? It's with Lowetide right now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Today's show, the Oilers can go 3-1 on this road trip if the team can beat the St. Louis Blues tonight. By the way, the Blues are playing a bunch of people who are lesser knowns, newer guys, and older players like Frank St. Marseille. Maybe a little younger than that, but you get the idea. Plus, World Baseball Classic, NFL free agency, and March Madness straight ahead. Lowdown brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick Truck Month, featuring the best deals of the year. Ask about 0% financing plus extra discounts for Costco members. WolfGMCBuick.com. We're live on YouTube, Sports 1440 Radio, sports1440.ca, iHeartRadio, Radio Player Canada. After the show, we're on Apple and Spotify podcast, and we tweet it out on X. Twitter, we're at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, Jay Fenwick 04, and Mac McLennan. You can text anytime at 833-401-1440. That's 833-401-1440. Our feature guest today is Steve Lansky at 1 o'clock. We'll have declinations at 12:40. And, of course, we'll talk about the Oilers last night, the Oilers tonight, Calvin Pickard, NFL free agency. Going to be a fun show. All right, it is time for the introductions. She uses initialism on Twitter to confuse old people, and it works. IKTR. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mackenzie McLennan. Mackenzie, how are you?
Good. I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah.
I'm reading that this morning, and I'm like, Karen, what's IKTR? And she's really smart. And she's like, I have no idea. And I'm like, oh, it's young people.
That's fair. Everything is abbreviated now, totally. So it does take a toll on the brain.
Now, you might not notice this, but when I learn a new word or phrase, I try to use it in complete sentences so I can digest it, and then it becomes part of my routine, right? So you might hear it a little bit over the next few days. He called Wilt Chamberlain an overrated player this week. SGA proved it. IKTR. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to touch on SGA's history making at some point or another today. So I won't tell you all the stats that I have memorized about SGA and Wilt.
127 straight, right?
127 straight games is absolutely ludicrous. Like when I get another like free minute, I will word vomit all of the things that I learned.
Okay. He is only half tuned into this show today because March Madness is close. Selection Sunday is just hours away. IKTR. It's Declan Krueger. Declan Krueger.
I'm locked in today.
You are?
We got some takes that we're going to have to get off today. Rightfully so, deservedly so. I think there's probably going to be some bashing.
Okay. All right.
Well, I think it's going to be all there.
And what's coming up with declinations?
Yeah. So 12:40 today, we are going to be doing the top 5 teams we believe can actually win the Stanley Cup with a % chance attached to it.
Okay. So are the others in it?
Well, you got to tune in at 12:40.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's pretend it's no. Okay. All right. We'll wait. Okay, here's the deal. Oilers played, they won 2 games. They won in Vegas, and then they played really well in Colorado. And then last night, there were problems. The goaltending wasn't great, and that's truth. I don't know if you can trust Tristan Jarry to win a game now, and that's a problem. Calvin Pickard may become part of the future sooner than we thought. I don't think you give up on Tristan Jarry. He's going from the firing pan into the fire. And it may take him he may not be used heavily this spring. I'd still bring him back in the fall because Tristan Jarry and Stuart Skinner aren't that different in terms of goaltenders. So you've already invested in Tristan Jarry. What the Oilers can't afford to do is bleed more assets, getting rid of a goaltender they just acquired because they thought he was good enough. Chances are this has something to do with the defense. I don't think they should do that. By the way, Evan Bouchard had one of those nights. I wrote about it in The Athletic today. He's such a brilliant player, but when your goaltender isn't playing well, you need to bear down a little bit on defense. And the Oilers had some wobble. The top line did too. I'm not going to, sugarcoat that. I love McDavid, Nuge, and Hyman. They're not scoring as much, and because of that, they have to be better defensively than they were. And then just one brief note: Spencer Stastny and Jake Wallman made Matt Duchene look like Jaromir Jagr last night, and not in a good way. You can't, if you're an NHL defenseman, be a house on the side of the road, and that's what happened. I did like the third and fourth lines. I really did. I think Dickinson at center is really working out. I love Savoy. I think this team can really roll. They have 4 lines they can use, and Adam Henrique played okay last night, and I thought would be the weak link coming back from injury, but he's a veteran, and he can cash some goals. So even though it wasn't a great game, I don't want you to lose hope, because if they win tonight, they come home 3-1 on the road trip. That's my take. Declan, yours.
Yeah, so my thing is, after the Colorado game, I said that is the kind of game that makes me believe the Edmonton Oilers can win the Stanley Cup. And this type of game is what makes me believe they can't. Now, I obviously understand it's 2 different teams. It is a road trip, not that it's necessarily an extended road trip or anything like that. And it's a Dallas team that's really, really rolling. But my point is, in that 7-game series, you need to be able to bring it every game that are going to happen, every 2 nights against these elite level teams. And obviously Colorado to Dallas, like I said, that's 2 different teams. But I don't believe the Oilers are a team who have it, from what I've seen so far this season and from what I saw last night, to bring it night in, night out against one of those upper echelon teams in a 7-game series. Tristan Jarry, you can talk about defensive environment. You can talk about the defense in front of it. At some point, 7 goals on 30 shots is it's nowhere near. What are we doing? I have some numbers here on Tristan Jarry. Since January 20th, 10 games played, an .826 save percentage, which is last out of 71 qualified goalies, a -9 goals saved above expected, last out of 71 goalies, 509 GAA, 7 games with 4 goals allowed. And since his debut on December 13th, he has an .855, which is 58th out of 60 qualified goalies, a 4.17 GAA, which is 60th out of 60 qualified goalies. It is nowhere near good enough. And this is an Oilers team that I still fully expect to be in the Western Conference Finals, because no one in the Pacific scares me. But it is a team that I think when you have to play even a team that's gone through the gauntlet of the Central, whether it be Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota in a 7-game series where you were playing them once every couple of nights. I just don't think this team has the horses.
And we can agree that a Ty Emberson injury that hurts.
Yeah,
they're not 100% everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, well, this Dallas team didn't have Rantanen, they didn't have Hintz.
But in terms of the game itself, you have to agree that goaltending was a big part of it.
Oh my goodness,
we can be critical of others, but the goaltending was huge.
Absolutely. Once again, was there a goal where you're like,
a 2-on-1? Bouchard turns over the puck. I'm mad at him, but my God, you got to play it better.
You know what's crazy about that turnover? It's like, I'm not really mad at him for it. Jason Robertson is a really, really good player, but it was a crazy turnover. His stick was just there.
But here's
just a little poke from Robertson.
Here's what Bouchard's got to learn is when you're in that situation, you just dump it in, like be aggressive in that way. And then
I hear you.
You don't die on every hill offensively. And I love him, but he's got to learn.
I don't mind him dying on hills like that because he is so elite offensively. I actually didn't love the way Nurse played it. He skated backwards pretty much into his own crease the whole play. He didn't play the puck or the man, didn't take out the passing lane, didn't take away the shooting lane.
I'd love to know how they want him to play the 2-on-1.
Oh yeah,
then because it can't be that. He didn't play it. It wasn't textbook.
Look, he didn't play the passing lane. He didn't play the shooting lane. No. He didn't play the puck. He didn't play the player.
He was also in photo.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah.
Listen, I love watching the Oilers. Like, there's nothing more fun to me than an Oilers Stanley Cup run where I'm watching the game with my friends, having the time of my life. I just cannot see this Oilers team getting out of the Western Conference Finals.
Josh.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see. This sort of worked out perfectly for me. I did not watch the third period of this game because the end of the second coincided perfectly with the Celtics Thunder game, and it was 5-0. McDavid had just gotten in a fight. I was like, you know what? That's okay. I think I can turn this off. I think I know what direction this game's going. I think that's genuinely the most pissed off I've ever seen McDavid on the ice.
Yeah,
he laid out Sam Steele, by the way.
Oh yeah, he was laying hits left, right, and center.
I know, but I don't want him to be like, he has to play within his game because he's wasting a lot of energy doing things that are not his strength.
I agree, but in that game, it's like that was another really funny thing.
What if you get hurt? Like that was a really awkward fall. And it looked like his back was buggered.
Such a watch.
I know,
like, you almost need your captain to just and not Connor's obviously different than other captains.
Don't get hurt. That's the key.
The other thing I thought was really funny quickly was when it was 5-2, it was like 6-2 at the end of the game, and Jack on the broadcast said, "Yo, this team cut it down to a 3-goal lead." Like, not a soul in the world thought that game was going any other direction when it was 5-2. Sorry, Josh, I don't want to cut you off.
No, that's all good.
Go ahead.
I was like, I agree with you, Declan, is that like sometimes like your captain has to bring it. And if your captain is Connor McDavid, who is a guy that shouldn't be doing that.
He never should be doing that.
He should never be doing that and is pissed off enough with the rest of his team where he is forechecking and back-checking like an absolute maniac and then starts $1 million babying a guy on the opposing team. You're like, yeah, man, I think we got to turn it on right now because McDavid is trying to tell us something.
Here's the thing. McDavid shouldn't be trying to tell the team something when it comes to breaking his hand, hurting his back, taking out his knee. This is the hope. This is the grand leader, and you can't have him taking that kind of risk on a night you're going to lose for sure in the regular season. I will push back on that all day. I don't care what message he was saying. I know fans get excited about it. I know fans like to call out other guys on the team for not doing. I think you have to have that. But my God, I don't want Connor McDavid doing that.
That's too bad.
No.
Your captain sometimes has to lay down the law and be like, well, if you guys aren't going to do it, then I'm going to do it.
Right. And then when he's hurt and they don't make the playoffs,
then they
and they
should
don't have
feel
a draft
bad
pick,
about themselves because he was doing their job for them.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. If they don't do the job, get somebody else next year. You can't afford to lose Connor McDavid on a nothing night in Dallas. It just doesn't work that way. He's too valuable to be doing what he did last night. Mackenzie, your thoughts on the game?
All right. I was pretty angry watching this because it was either Jack or Louis or Bob or Gene. Somebody.
Well, you've got them surrounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody said that all of the the majority of the team was really excited for this game. And then
that's got to be Gino.
30 seconds in, they score and they look flat. I was like, who is excited? Who is excited?
Because whose fault was that goal?
Okay.
That was a shooter shot, man.
Like,
dude, his net he wasn't even near his net. Like he completely lost the net on that first goal.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
And like how they let Jamie Benn and Wyatt Johnston just sit in front of Jari. Just sit. Like
they're simply too good. I don't know what you want me to say, Mackenzie.
I don't understand how they just let them sit in front of Jari like that, and it's basically a tap in.
Well,
it's mind boggling.
I
I'm
will-
so upset.
I will say the goal by Duchesne, like Stastny and Wallman really need to look at that video because you can't play it worse.
Yeah.
That was a spinorama, gorgeous move. Stastny is now a passenger. He's watching like the rest of us. He's an NHL. I know he's young, but he's an NHL defenseman. Lots of defensive work, lots of goaltending work, and I did think that when no matter how frustrated you are, McDavid broke his hand in his final year in Erie. He's got that in him, and stuff happens, but nobody wants to win a Stanley Cup more than Connor McDavid. So Connor McDavid has to be on the ice. I think we agree. We all agree that if McDavid's on the ice, they got a better chance to win. Then he has to stay on the ice. And when he got up, he looked to me like he was nursing something, and he's already not taking faceoffs. So that's important for him to stay out of that kind of scrum. And once a guy gets baited like that, then the next game becomes more baiting. That's the way it works. And that to me was a concern. If
Was
you would have
David getting baited though, or was he like trying to lay down the law to the Oilers?
no, he's been hacked and whacked. Like I guarantee the what happens is after the All-Star break, which this year was the Olympic break, the referees put their whistles away. So there's a different rule now, and he's already been beaten up, slashed, and hacked. And there's been a few calls lately where he's got an almost breakaway, and there's no call on a slash. And I think he's just tired of it. So he's tired of the league. He's tired of the opposition. And so he's taking matters into his own hand. And I just think that's the most dangerous thing he could possibly do. I really do. Because one of the reasons the Oilers lost the Stanley Cup last year was Hyman getting hurt against whom?
The Stars.
Yeah.
Mason Marchment, you are my enemy.
Yeah. So I'm
New
just
Girls
saying
had a broken hand.
Colorado's filthy. Dallas is filthy. Florida's filthy. They can't get McDavid involved in these things because that would end a series right away.
But it wasn't them who got McDavid involved, Lowetide. It was McDavid who got himself
I'm not
involved.
arguing that. I'm saying McDavid has to have the discipline not to do that, Josh.
Okay, I'm just
like
it sounded like you were saying the Oilers can't let him do
he's
that.
the cop, and they can't let him do that. They have to say to him, "You can't do that. He's too valuable to do that." Back in the day, Messier would do this, and he'd get hurt, and he'd be out 40 games. And guess what? They had Gretzky, and they had Curry. This team doesn't. They got Leon, but they don't have enough. They're not like the 80s Oilers.
That was also kind of a special put together group. You know what I mean? Like more team makeups. Like most people would say the Oilers are in an enviable position makeup wise with the core compared to other teams, right? Like that's a good spot to be in.
Except if you're Connor McDavid, when's the last great goalie you've had?
Oh my God. Never.
Thank you.
It was Grand Fuhr. It was Grand Fuhr, and it was when you were watching highlights. It was when you were watching highlights as a kid.
Well, I would say Curtis Joseph, but
it was probably Cujo.
Yeah, but anyway,
his best goalie was Mike Smith.
100%.
Think about that.
Well,
think
Cam
about that.
Talbot was really good in 17. You probably don't remember that because everybody here is so young.
I didn't start watching hockey till this year, so I wouldn't know. But I've heard he was good.
Is it time for Pickard, Josh?
I mean, I guess so. Like Jari's been bad enough, but you just have to keep Jari on the roster.
Yeah, I know. So they've already got cap issues.
And so like, I don't know, you're supposed to sit Connor Ingram down and be like, hey man, you know how we have how many games left? 17 games or whatever. We need you to play 15 of those. No more coming out of the crease, man. You just got to stay in there, keep your head protected. Don't let anyone come at you.
Hey, LT, after last night, I can't help but think we would be better off if we had Skinner and Ingram as 1A, 1B, and still had Kulak in the third pair. This is important. The organization can't do this. You whatever your coaching, gurus and executives are, and the general manager, you made your decision. You said, you know what? Tristan Jarry's an upgrade on Stuart Skinner. We want to get Skinner out of here. We also want to, move Kulak because we got to make the room. You made that decision. So it's a spent cost. You've already done it. You can't bury another goaltender because guess what? it's not all on the goalie. And look, Jari hasn't played well. There's no doubt about that. But you don't want another Jack Campbell situation where you got to buy the guy out. The Oilers just you made your decision. Make it work. Whatever you have to do, you have to make it work. How many things have the Oilers done in the last year? They fired Dustin Schwartz. Remember, that was the big problem? And then they got rid of Stuart Skinner. Remember, that was the big problem? And we're still here with the problem. The problem is you develop a past. The Edmonton Oilers are tough on goaltenders, and so are the fans. So don't bury Tristan Jarry because you need him. If not this year, then next year. And if Connor Ingram's the answer, God love him, that's great. But if you get down on Connor Ingram, then you've got no goalies. I don't know why Vancouver loves goaltenders and Calgary falls ass over tea kettle into great goalies, and they always have. Remember Kiprusoff?
Got to start trading for third round or third string goalies from the Sharks, man.
Probably. But the bottom line is when you play goal in Edmonton, it's a tougher job than it is in Calgary. It just is. And the Edmonton Oilers fans and the organization have to understand that. And you don't flush Jarry because you're just going to be spending more assets. And you don't even have any really, because you just send a bunch away. And I think they do miss Kulak, and that's the truth. I disagree with Lowetide and Josh. I'll read this and then we'll take a break, I promise. Amongst other issues, the game versus Dallas was the opportunity to build on the defensive gains made versus Colorado. Instead, the opposite happened. Turnovers again reared their ugly head. They had turnovers in the Colorado game. So did Colorado, but the Oilers turned over the puck like a lot in that game. They did play well enough to win. It was a wild game.
Best game all season.
Sure. But I'm going to make a prediction here, and I hope I'm right because I'll have to wait till Monday for you guys to say I was wrong. I think they're going to blow Gary Younger, Frank St. Marseille, and all the St. Louis Blues out of the water tonight. But I hope that McDavid uses his righteous fury with the puck on his stick. He's not a fighter. I know he can fight. I'm never going to question his toughness or his devotion to winning hockey games. And he burns with fire for it. I get it. Don't punch people. It'll break your hand. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
The Jedi return to Rogers Place.
Tomorrow night, your Edmonton Oil Kings look to trap the Brandon Wheat Kings in Carbonite for the annual Star Wars game. Catch characters on the concourse for out-of-this-world selfies. Calmont Kids food combos for $10 or less. Plus, the Oil Kings will wear special Star Wars-themed jerseys that'll be auctioned and raffled off in support of Sorrentino's Compassion House.
7 p.m. tomorrow. Great family entertainment at Rogers Place starts at just $20 a seat. Save on day of game pricing now at oilkings.ca.
Do you listen to sports radio at work? Like right now? Well, do you?
Who, me? No way. I swear.
Okay, friend, we won't tell. Tens of thousands of sports fans listen to Sports 1440 each and every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. If you listen to Sports 1440 at work, well, maybe it's time to advertise on Sports 1440 at work. Grow your business. Get your name out there. Shoot our ad team an email. Gregor@sports1440.ca. Let's get to work for you.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Who's that working on the underground utilities over there? All-Star Construction, that's who. What about the street lighting? Yep, All-Star Construction. And the directional drilling, hydrovacking, neighborhood renewal, and telecommunication work? Yep. Since 2009, All-Star Construction has been doing all that and more, shaping and building Edmonton communities for land developers all around Edmonton. That's what All-Star Construction is all about.
Running a business is tough. Finding new customers shouldn't be. Stop chasing leads. Let them come to you with Stingray, offering you access to more digital, outdoor, and traditional advertising platforms, including radio, connected TV, search and social, programmatic, digital advertising, and digital out-of-home. So while you're closing the next deal, Stingray is working for you to deliver more leads, more customers, more sales. It's that easy. Get started now at stingraymediasolutions.com and always be closing.
Why should you drive a Subaru? How about durability, style, and an excellent customer experience from the moment you step into the showroom? And how about accolades, including awards for numerous 2026 Subaru models from both AutoTrader and JD Power? But don't just take my word for it. Take a test drive and you'll see why the Subaru name is recognized and renowned for quality. To learn more, visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
He's the only person to win an arm wrestling contest with the Philly Fanatic. The Lowdown with Lowetide, now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440. Good song, by the way. We're brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick Truck Month, featuring their best deals of the year. Check it out, wolfgmcbuick.com. I think we do more Twang Tuesdays with Mackenzie as the chooser of the music. That wasn't country?
That definitely was not country.
Oh, I liked it.
That was Avicii.
But the
It has like a-
singer has a kind of a
That was
twangy
definitely a
sound.
remix. That was definitely an Avicii remix.
No.
That was Avicii's
That was-
Hey Brother.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I can't even
wait, was
hear
that
the song.
actually
What
Hey
kind
Brother?
of
That
music
wasn't a
does-
Hey Brother remix?
What kind of music does Vici
No, that
play?
wasn't Hey Brother. That was a Hey Brother remix for sure.
It literally says Hey Brother right there. When's the
swear.
last time you listened to Hey Brother?
I'm losing control of the show for the first time ever.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
You're
I
definitely
promise
wrong.
it was the original version.
It's time for rumors. Brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. Great Canadian Solar has been helping homeowners and businesses harness the power of the sun for 15 years. Invest in solar and yourself. GreatCanadianSolar.com.
Rumor has it Declan Krueger was just wrong.
Hey, big brother.
I might have been.
Well,
I'll
I like
defer.
that you're-
Everyone seems pretty sure here.
You're
I'll defer
taking
to
it
them.
in stride. Anyway, what kind of music does that individual who sang the song, what is he known for?
Like EDM.
And what is that?
Electronic dance
yeah, a lot,
music.
yeah.
Okay. Because the way he sings, he could sing a country song credibly.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a
Him on
different
vocals,
guy
though, yeah.
singing it.
Yeah.
He did the
He makes the beats and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. The Hey Big Brother guy, he could sing a country song and I would listen.
I think he does.
I want to know who's on vocals.
It's a good question to ask. Avicii.
Is my microphone working? I just said the guy who sings Hey Big Brother, and you just said, I want to know who's on vocals. And
I
he
didn't
said it
say
was
that.
Vici.
No. You're mixing people up for one.
I'm
but
not
two-
mixing anything
Yeah,
up.
because
I'm
I was
taking
the
what
one.
you
I was
said.
the one who said I want to know who's on vocals. They
Rumor has it Lowetide was just
Avicii
wrong.
produced the song.
I'm starting to get upset over
Avicii
here.
died 10 years ago.
You told
Dan
me it was.
Tyminski is the vocals.
You told me it was Vici.
No, I didn't. It was one of them. I
Sorry.
didn't say that.
Sorry. Like it's a different guy that sings it, but Avicii is like
The
the,
producer.
artist.
Who is the
on-
man who sang Hey Big Brother?
Dan Tyminski does the vocals. It's a Avicii's song. Because
Dan Tyminski could sing a
Tyminski.
country song.
There
He's
we go.
he's a bluegrass singer, actually.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Well, there we go.
This was the most my heart has raced in years.
You run every day.
That should tell you something.
I'm confused.
Old man prepares to yell at cloud.
Anyway, guy's got a great voice. Anyway, Oilers lost last night. My prediction is they'll win big tonight. I would not change the forward lines at all. If I could find a replacement for Spencer Stastny, I would do that. But I don't think Kai Emerson is it, and I don't think they're going to call Regula today. But Spencer Stastny can't play that Duchesne. Like you can't. You can get mad at the goalie all you want. You can't make that play. That play was not an NHL hockey move by young Stastny. And I like Stastny. I'm not trying to put him down. The Oilers just made a trade.
Huh?
Josh Bloom for Jaden Grube.
Center, right-handed center.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Josh Bloom. I remember Mike Bloom. He played for the Washington Capitals in 74, 75.
I don't think this is the same guy. Might
If
be his
you
grandkid.
guys ever are in a bar and it's hockey trivia from 1974, 75, call me.
Noted.
I'll win you the car. Josh Bloom is a left winger, big fella. They sure are acquiring some big fellas. He's 6'2". Has only played 19 games in the AHL. Not terribly physical. Disappointed to hear that. And I think this is just getting Jaden Grube to a new organization where he could maybe play in the AHL. I did not expect that. By the way, it's Christmas time for people who hate watch the Toronto Maple Leafs. Everybody is already writing what's wrong with the Leafs. What are they going to do this summer? Articles. Myrtle had a great one out of The Athletic the other day. It's just so fun. One thing that isn't fun is that Austin Matthews. You know what? I would take Radko Gudas on my team today, but the man is filthy, just filthy. And I know he's tough. He drinks his liquor with the glass still in it, broken glass. He is a tough man, but you can't allow that to happen. And have we heard anything on Austin Matthews? But that was just awful. It really was. And that's a great player. Whatever you say about Austin Matthews, you don't want to see that happen. That was really, really disappointing, I have to say.
He is going for an MRI today. That's the last update that I've seen.
I always hate when they're going to the doctor.
Our resident Ducks fan, Brandon Douglas, he said they should just suspend Radko Gudas for the rest of the season because he's that terrible. And so he just wants him off the roster basically for the rest of the year.
But Radko Gudas is why I'll tell you what, if the Oilers had Radko Gudas on the ice last night, McDavid didn't have to do anything because Gudas would have done something.
He shouldn't have had to do anything. Trent Frederick plays for the Edmonton Oilers.
I mean, Frederick did
He's
after the
not on the
Lansky.
ice with McDavid, though.
It's true.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things where it's like, all right, McDavid's getting a little chippy out there. His very next shift, he goes out and just finds the biggest guy and beats the absolute brakes.
But they are also trying to win the hockey game, right? So if you instigate
5-0 to the Stars in Dallas,
instigate a fight, then you're taking a penalty. Now, my only issue is I'm not disagreeing with you about that. I think you do take when you're down 5-0, you do take your ounce of blood, but I don't think it's wise. Just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe McDavid fighting. Let's have him fight every game. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for him to get involved in scrums where he's falling down on his back and maybe his knee is exposed and maybe it's going to twist. All of those things are bad.
I don't disagree. But he's not a China doll.
No, he's very physical and he's filthy.
Yeah.
He cross checks like a demon.
Exactly.
He does. But
I get what you're saying. I do understand your base.
I understand where you're coming from. But also, counterpoint, Connor McDavid did take a penalty. So wouldn't you rather have Trent Frederick serving that penalty?
Well, I don't know why you're picking on Trent Frederick. He's not on the ice with McDavid.
I'm just using him as an example. Yeah. As McDavid got a penalty instigating. I think you'd rather have Trent Frederick in the box.
There was a play. I can't remember the name of the player from Dallas. The defender was coming back for the Oilers. The oncoming Dallas Star player was trying to give him an elbow to the head, and he avoided that. And the Dallas player went into the boards heavily. And then the other Dallas forward came and absolutely crunched the Oiler. And I was like, that should be that's charging and maybe attempt to injure.
Was this last night?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't remember any of the players.
That wasn't the Szymanski play, was it? No.
No, I don't think it was Szymanski. It might have been a forward, though. In football, Eagles unlikely to trade A.J. Brown before June. I do not. Is this a bonus thing? Why would they wait until June, get him off the roster now?
I think there is something in June related to the NFL.
Okay.
Post-draft as well, right?
Yeah.
So teams have a little bit more of an understanding of what their roster is going to look like.
Yeah, and I know there's a thing where if you trade a guy after a certain point, he gets a bonus, and then your cap doesn't get hurt as much.
Yep. And I think that's the date in June. I can't remember if it's June 1st or if it's some stupid day like June 13th or something like that. I can't remember.
Anyway, we're burying the lead.
That stupid date, Juneteenth.
Yeah.
No, June 13th or
That's
something.
Juneteenth.
My apologies. I was just talking about some random day. I didn't
What's
mean
the
to
guy who
apologize.
sings
It is June 1st, by
Big
the way.
Brother?
Stop ribbing you.
Hey, who's that guy? I don't want to bury the lead. The lead story in sports today, and I need my NFL people. Vikings signed Kyler Murray. How do we feel, boys?
Unsurprised. Oh, I'm not shocked by that at all.
I'm a little surprised for sure. You're not shocked at all?
I'm
at
not
all?
I mean, as soon as he got waived, I said, "Congratulations, Kyler Murray, on becoming a Minnesota Viking."
Oh,
That's
so you-
exactly where I thought he was going to go. Go to Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell is kind of the
fixed.
quarterback whisperer.
I think he'll look bigger in purple.
Probably. And also, like, Kyler Murray, Brandon made a great point this morning, is that Kyler Murray still has solid arm talent. Like, his height really, takes a lot away.
Because
and
those
maybe he's
mean
not as
bullies.
mobile anymore because of his, how broken his legs are, essentially. But, like, he was a good NFL quarterback for, like, 4 or 5 years.
I'm sorry.
No, I was like, Justin Jefferson is a little bit like Connor McDavid. Like, get him a goalie, get Justin Jefferson a quarterback. Like, all of a sudden he's looking back to the Kirk Cousins days.
I don't think you had any qualms with who Kirk Cousins was as a quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. But even still, like Kirk Cousins and Mike Smith. Kirk Cousins is probably better, but that's
Isn't Kirk Cousins a bit of, like, he's a little vanilla?
Yeah, a little bit. Solid pocket passer. Was able to put it in the breadbasket.
Really just solid.
But he's not
fine
Randall
quarterback.
Cunningham or Warren Moon.
No, like
Right.
he's not a mobile guy. Never was.
No, well, Moon wasn't either, but he could throw the ball.
But like,
he's a tall fella.
He's also he had his primetime issues, but then there's also the times where they're down 33-0 in the fourth quarter, and they end up winning the game.
A little disappointed about that particular part of the segment. I was looking forward to yelling at Josh. It didn't happen. Mike Evans considered signing with the Bills. How upset are you that didn't happen, or do you care now that you got your wideout?
I don't like. I would have rather had DJ Moore, even though Mike Evans has undoubtedly been a better player and had a better career. Anytime someone gets this up there in age and this up there in mileage and goes to a second team on kind of a hefty feeling contract, I wonder what their production is going to look like when they're no longer in a system that is a lot of times built around them, when they're no longer with a quarterback they've developed a lot of chemistry with. Like, you look at some of these guys, like, D-Hop when he left Arizona. You look at, like, Julio was obviously very late in his career, but like these elite level wide receivers who have kind of had things built around them for a long time, getting a little older, going somewhere else, it doesn't always work out. Like DJ Moore, I think, is still young enough with enough gas in the tank that it's going to be a good signing. Mike, I would have been a little bit more, is this a name brand signing, or do you feel like he can be WR1?
Interesting. Okay. All right. We this is actually the lead. Earlier in the week, Josh Fenwick, out of the blue, came up with a wild take about Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain being overrated. And ironically, later in the week, SGA scores 20 points for the 127th straight game, breaking Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain's record. So I ask you, Josh, were you right?
Listen. Oh my God. No, I was not
Good
right.
answer.
I was not right. Okay. Wilt Chamberlain still holds 71 NBA records, 68 of them individually. All right. Like, this is where we're at right now. This is still a guy. But I was like, what Shai did, like, that 126 straight games of scoring 20 or more, no one else in NBA history aside from Wilt Chamberlain was able to get more than 79. That was Oscar Robertson. And we're talking like the greatest scorers in NBA history. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who led the NBA in all-time scoring for a long time. Michael Jordan, who is one of the greatest scorers ever and quite possibly the GOAT. Kobe Bryant, a carbon copy of Michael Jordan. Allen Iverson, the best pound-for-pound player the NBA has ever seen. Kevin Durant, arguably the greatest three-level scorer of all time. James Harden, LeBron James, the current all-time leading scorer. LeBron doesn't even crack the top 20 for longest 20-plus point game performances in a row. He's 21st on that list. And all of these guys couldn't do it. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Canadian, does it. And so when you mention Wilt and record in the same sentence, the next thing someone says usually is, oh, well, that's never going to be broken. And this guy did it. And he did it almost 50, 40, 90 shooting. Shot 53% from the field, better than Wilt did, by the way. Just a additional thing there. 38% from three, 38.3, and 89.7 from the free throw line. The streak is still active. It can go higher. Obviously, he could get to that 50, 40, 90 mark if he goes ballistic from three for the rest of the season, essentially. And in his 127 games, the Thunder went 103-24. He won an MVP, an NBA championship, a finals MVP. He shot 58% on 2-point attempts, which again, better than Wilt's field goal percentage. And the craziest part about all of this, Wilt Chamberlain had his 100-point game, and this is for all the free throw merchants out there. Wilt Chamberlain made 100 more free throws than SGA attempted in his 126 game run. So I don't want to hear
crazy stuff.
I don't want to hear anything about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being a free throw merchant.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, but I want you to respond to that by saying that he is a free throw merchant.
Shai is incredible. He is like someone just broke a Gretzky record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Wilt's records are.
It's an insane record.
Shai is incredible. I'm not going to sit here and dog a guy who just scored 20 points in a game for 127 point games. I do think he looks for the whistle a little bit. That's all I'm going to, because he's incredible. This is like Gretzky's record was just broken by somebody. You know what I mean? Like that's the level we're at. And he is an incredible player. And a take I've been sitting on for a second here, and I think might come to fruition depending what OKC does this season. We're looking at a top 5 guard of all time. Like
I agree.
We're putting him in that combo. The efficiency too, the way he's able to do it. Like I don't always love everything about his game. I really don't love everything about that OKC team, but he like as a talent, he is just
that OKC team was a tough watch last night.
Yeah. But he's out of this world.
And he revived the mid-range shot, by the way. All the analytics nerds out there in the NBA were like, hey,
KD a little bit too.
Yeah, KD, absolutely. Well, he never really stopped shooting mid-ranges.
It's an easy shot, though, for these guys.
Well,
Well, it's what's funny about it is it's such lower percentage than a layup, obviously, or dunk.
Sure.
And the reward isn't like you have to
You don't
shoot,
get a 3.
You have to shoot 50% from the mid-range to shoot 33% from 3 to basically get the same points.
like-
and obviously, so
But I'm so sick of threes, man. I'm sick of that.
So he told the analytics guys who were like, just take the extra 2 steps back and shoot a 3-pointer or just drive to the lane because you also have a better chance of getting 3 points that way. And he said, here, hold my beer, and shot 58% on 2-pointers.
Right on.
Over 127 straight games. Like that is ludicrous. What we just saw is like, I can't overstate like how historic what we just saw was.
Hacksaw says, what did you do with the backward hat kid? They're all backward hat kids.
I'm wearing a forward hat today. Are you talking about Donovan?
I don't know, but Declan's over here.
I
representing.
always wear a backwards hat.
Yeah, he's right here. He's about to take over the show for the next 30 years, unless he gets called by the networks. And young Joe, are you on camera? There's no way you'd know.
I'm not on camera.
Right, and I don't think Mackenzie wears
not
a
wearing
hat.
a hat.
Right.
Mackenzie's got great lettuce though. She doesn't need a hat.
Thank you so much.
The rest of us
That
are balding,
is
so we
very
need
good.
hats.
I honestly have not noticed Mackenzie's hair at all. So,
Well, it's a good head of hair.
is it?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's very healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way to go. Way to keep up with that.
Let me
John
ask you a
Stamos.
question, then we got to go, and this will irritate Declan because it's not about sports. if I use the same shampoo like for a month in a row, my hair gets kind of dull. And so do you change? Not this is a sexist thing to do to ask you this
fine.
question, but do you have different shampoos you use, or do you use just one shampoo?
I don't know. I used to use like the high-end salon quality stuff.
Right.
But now that I have like real bills and rent,
Right.
I can't afford that. So I use the grocery store stuff, and I've used like the same stuff for the last like year and a half. So
I am convinced.
I think
that
you might just need something different.
I'm convinced if I just take sunlight, dishwashing liquid, it's the same.
Mhm. I have to add one more thing about this SGA thing, all right?
Oh, well.
Just one more.
Sure.
So, again, 127 games.
Taking time away from
In
Declan.
86 of those games, he scored 30 or more. I just want to add that in there.
Yeah, he's
Again,
amazing.
on almost 50, 40, 90 shooting.
How many Canadian point guards are among the 5 best of all time?
5 best point guards?
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
That's SGA.
Okay. All right. 12:40. We'll take a break. We're late. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
What you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
The Price is Right Live is at the Brick. Come on down to any Brick location for your chance to win over $300,000 in prizes.
Back to Coleman. Shot tip by Dickinson. And Edmonton has some life. First goals an Oiler for Jason Dickens. With one man back. Eklund driving the net. He scores!
Wow! William. Gilgis Alexander. Proud anticipating. Fires and hits. An incredible streak puts SGA into the record books. 127 consecutive games, scoring at least 20 points as he passes.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today. River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the center bar. Plus, catch all the biggest games, every goal, every slam dunk. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Budget 2026 is focused on what matters to Central Alberta, like 10 new school projects for a total of 27 underway, redeveloping Red Deer Regional Hospital and investing in more rural family physicians, expanding trades education at Olds College and upgrading facilities at Lakeland College, twinning Highway 11 and expanding Red Deer Regional Airport, all while keeping taxes low and growing the economy. For more details, visit alberta.ca/budget. A message from the Government of Alberta.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Author, musical connoisseur, sports know-it-all. Yes, a man for all seasons.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. What has made a trade today? AHL trade deadline is today. They've acquired forward Josh Bloom from the Canucks in exchange for forward Jaden Grube. Both, I believe, are in the ECHL right now, but that's an AHL deal, and both will probably play in the American League here soon. It is time for Declinations, brought to you by Fairway Divorce Solutions. The clear road to a new life. There's a better way. Fairwaydivorce.com.
Okay. Declinations.
Top five
teams that I believe can win this. Top five teams I think can win the Stanley Cup with the percent chance attached.
And it all adds up to 100%.
Well, I'm so glad you asked, good sir. It does not add up to 100%.
Well, now.
Because, so if anyone's running the numbers at home, not that I think they would, it will not add up to 100% because I do think there are more than top five teams who can win. Right. And obviously those teams that aren't in the top five would have a percent chance attached to them as well. So I've just gone with the top five and the percent chance attached to them. And I think, Josh, for this one, maybe I'll just run through my five, then you do your five.
Sure. I will say that in 1975, there were five teams that could win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Listen, so my number five, I gave it to Carolina. I gave them a 5% chance. I don't love this one. I like Carolina a lot. I think they're a really good team. I just think they're a team without a superstar who the Metro, you know, it's not the Pacific, but it's not the Central. I don't think it's the Atlantic. Like, I like Carolina. I like what they do there in their front office. They don't have a superstar. I think they cap out at the conference finals, but I think they're going to win the Metro. I think they're going to be in the conference finals again. Who knows? Like, who knows what can happen? I give them a 5%.
It's a good meal. It's like a spaghetti meal.
Yeah. Like, we've gone back and forth on this show about, can Carolina actually do it? I've been kind of, no, they can't, but
I'm cheering like hell for them.
Listen, they're 41-24. They've got 88 points. They've got 30 regulate. Like, I'm putting them in my top five.
I know Bussy's already really good, but like if he really locks in for the playoffs, then yeah.
Yeah, if he gets a hot streak, they'll go far.
Yeah.
At number 4, I have Dallas. Big reason I have Dallas number 4 instead of the other, Central teams, especially them having a game in hand and 4 points up on Minnesota. I do think if Dallas is that team that gets out of the central side of things and they have to play in Edmonton, I think that's the worst matchup for it. Like I still think Edmonton I still think Dallas would win that Western Conference Finals if that's what it comes to be. They're a good team. They got an elite player in Mikko Rantanen. They got a good goaltender. They got some elite level defensemen. And they got guys like Jason Robertson is another. He's a point per game player. Like he's a really, really good player.
Oh, yeah, we showed that last night.
Oh my goodness. Jamie Benn, Jason made the point. He's drinking from the fountain of youth. That looked like it last night. By the way, very kind of harrowing to see a guy score without a visor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought Heiskin and Harley, like they got everything you need. They do have everything you need. I just
mobile
think,
defense, man.
Yeah, man, is it ever? My number and I give them 14%. My number 3 team, I have Minnesota at 17%. Now, Jason's made the point a little bit about the lack of size they have on the defense, which I absolutely agree with. But I think they have an elite top end player in Kirill Kaprizov. What's he at? Like 30 some goals so far this season. Like he's having Kaprizov will never be McKinnon or McDavid or Draisaitl or Kucherov. But he is a really special player, you know.
Yeah.
So they have him. They have Quinn Hughes who can move the puck incredibly well. Brock Faber, like playoffs. I don't think will be. It'll be tough for him because he's inexperienced. He's young. The speed gets so much tougher. But again, like they have 2 goalies that I think really can steal you a series. So I have Minnesota number 3.
Kirill the Thrill has 38 goals.
Yeah, like he rips
really
that.
good.
He rips that thing. I give them 17%. Number 2, I have Colorado at 21%. I mean, the team's 44-20. They got 97 points this season.
They're good. They're flat out good.
They have 2 of the top 5 players in the world. Marty Nikash, like his 5-on-5 numbers and his 5-on-5 numbers per 60 are through the roof good. Like I don't think anyone thinks of Marty Nikash, even though he's having a great year, just if you look at the numbers and you look at the stats, but I don't think anyone puts him in real elite player level conversations, but he's a fantastic piece for that team. With Rantanen wanting to leave, getting him back, they made out about as well as they could have. And then, like goaltending, I don't like their goaltending as much as I like Ottinger or as much as I like Walter Gustafsson, but I still think I'd probably rather have Blackwood and Wedgwood than I would, Jari and Ingram. So I have them number 2 at 21%. And then my number 1 team with 22%, I give to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I just think they're rolling. I think they have a guy like, I don't think Vass is going to win the Vezina. I think it'll probably be Sorokin, but his numbers are right up there. Darren Rat, like it's similar theme, right? Darren Radish, elite level defenseman. Victor Hedman, not the player he once was, but still a guy a lot of players would like to have. Nikita Kucherov playing at a heart level. They got guys who can rip the puck everywhere. So I have Tampa, my number 1 team, at 22%.
Yeah, so I did mine slightly different than Declan. He said 5 teams that you could win the Stanley Cup. So I was like, pick my 5 that pick my top 5 contenders, and then out of 100%, give those 5.
No other considerations.
No, I wasn't considering anybody else. Obviously,
fine.
I do acknowledge the fact that the Utah Mammoth in a world could win the Stanley Cup because they have all the pieces they need. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but here we are. My number 5, though, I do have the Buffalo Sabres at a whopping 2%.
I like that pick. I don't think they're going to win, but it's a great pick.
I don't think so either. But I can see the world where it happens because their offense is absolutely firing. I mean, Tage Thompson had, what was it, 5 one-timers on the same play last night?
No, wow.
Alex Tuck is still really good. So Josh Doan is on fire. Rasmus Dahlin, one of the best D-men in the league. They have the makings of a team that could win. On paper, you look at them and the way they're playing right now, you're like, that is a team that looks like they can win a Stanley Cup. And they're in the headspace to do it. Yeah. They're like, we're not trying to make the playoffs. We're trying to win the Stanley Cup.
And if ever a team deserved to win a Stanley Cup after all of their history, it's Buffalo.
Well, Edmonton first, but Buffalo second.
How do you figure that?
Edmonton already won 5.
Them to win more.
But Edmonton has 5 Stanley Cups.
But I want them to win more.
Edmonton has been rewarded for 5 lifetimes.
This is
not my lifetime.
Yeah,
not the life I'm living.
Okay, I understand that.
Sorry to hear that.
Also, I really to get actually back to the list. I shout out Buffalo. My goodness, it's incredible. I don't think they can win the cup. I don't think they're going to have the wheels come playoff.
Well, I mean,
but this is great. This is why we do the lists.
The 04 Flames, the 06 Oilers. These are teams that sort of ended up in the same place.
2018 St. Louis Blues.
2018 St. Louis Blues.
Tage Thompson ripping off 5 one-timers on a power play.
This is I can see the world, and I don't think it's that far away of a Buffalo Sabres Stanley Cup win for whatever reason, like just like gut feel. So my number 4, I have the Dallas Stars at 18%. When we pitched around this idea of this YouTube video we're going to do that was birthed on your show just a few days ago, Al. When I was going through the teams, I was just doing like my initial, okay, how many players would I take just like off name value points this season, whatever, just like a quick run through righties, lefties. I think I got like 11 players off the Stars.
Wow, that's good.
And I was like, fair, man, that is a lot of guys. That being said, Jacob Ottinger in the playoffs the last couple of years has not totally impressed me as they've gone on.
No.
I think he's looked worse and worse and worse. And
Can't
if something happens to him, their backup is Casey DeSmith. So I have some real problems there, but they have all the offensive and defensive talent to get there. I think the question really comes down to, will Ottinger finally find a year to just lock in? Even though I know in 2022 he had 50 saves against the Calgary Flames. He still lost in 7, by the way, but I just had to toss that in there. So Stars, my number 4 at 18%. Number 3, I have the Wild. The only real concern I have for them is like center depth. But other than that, they got everything. They have one of, if not the best D-man in the league, and so on and so forth. We know what the Wild are. They're dangerous.
If they can get out of their division intact, I think they could win.
Yeah,
the fact that they're going to have to play Dallas first round is a crime.
Oh man, it's so wrong.
It's tough.
1 through 8 is what they should do.
Yeah. And I have the Wild at 20%. Don't know if I mentioned that or not. Number 2, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is a team that's been there before. Been there, done that with basically the same core that was been there, done that. And they added Corey Perry. His nickname is Scory Perry, and he was super effective in the playoffs for the last 2 years. So I have no reason to not, and he's been effective this year in the regular season. I have no reason not to believe that this is only a positive addition. John Cooper, he's a winning coach. Vasilevsky, incredible defense, or oh my God, goalie. And like, what else can you say about Cooch? We're talking about a top 5 player in the league right now who has more points in less games than NHL franchises right now. So that's incredible. And my number 1, the Colorado Avalanche.
No,
they've got the depth. I like Blackwood and Wedgwood. I think they're just good enough to like be your goaltending
That's a
tandem.
fair way of saying it.
They have Cale Makar. They have Nathan McKinnon, 2 guys who, again, have been there. Marty Nikish, again, his 5-on-5 numbers are insane. The only problem with this team is their power play. But I think Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar are guys that can be like, all right, anyways, time to stop screwing about. And their power play all of a sudden is at whatever, 40% in the playoffs or something like that. And they're 4 years now removed from winning.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of the same people intact. Like
they've done it right.
And they've been steamrolling everybody this year. They're 5-on-5. Nobody comes close to them in 5-on-5. So with 35%, I have the Colorado Avalanche.
I think they're all fair. I like that the lists were different. And I will say this, just as a listener, I enjoyed that they were separate. Like that you did 5 and you did 5. Because I kind of got a feel for where you were going. I don't have any criticism at all. I think they're all great choices. I especially liked your later ones, Carolina and Buffalo. The rest were maybe a little bit predictable, but the outliers were really good.
Would you have had the Oil in there at like number 5?
No, not the way they're playing. I mean, look, they've got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, so you could say they have to be in the top 5, and I would buy that. But right now, they're too inconsistent.
I might put the Utah Mammoth ahead of the.
Well, I mean, Declan said at the beginning of the show, he said, you can't count on this team to win a 7-game series.
You hear that? Putting the Mammoth out of the Oil?
No, but I mean,
let's take a trip back.
But we all know where I sit on the Oilers.
After 12:55, he just joins in the farcical parade.
I'm here to antagonize a little bit.
He gets giddy.
A little bit.
Lowetide, I think you need to educate Josh on what happens when a player leaves the bench to go fight someone, since he seems upset Frederick didn't do that. Frederick was clearly willing to fight when he was actually on the ice. Nard dog. I basically said that he's not on the ice with McDavid. And I do think that Bouchard came over. I think Nurse.
Oh, yeah, everyone came over.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, they're just watching, blows rain down. Toronto, they didn't do anything.
Was pathetic.
Gudas kills their, pardon my wording. He delivers a tragic
He
hit
bulldozed
to their
Austin
best
Matthews,
player. And they're like,
their captain.
Gee, that's bad, but it's 8:45. Like, what?
And they don't look at him for like 2 minutes. He's just laying there. And they're just like, it's all right. I'm sure he'll get up.
Did you see William Nylander? He was like, I didn't see it. And
How could you not see that?
Even if you didn't see it, go over there. Push somebody.
Put your arm up and be like, hey, what's going on here? Like,
look, I'll tell you what. If there's a guy laying prone on the ice and Radko Gudas is also on the ice, go get Radko Gudas because he did something.
Go hit that guy.
Honest to Christ, I was like, what? The Toronto Maple Leafs are in trouble.
That's
They
what shows
are
you
in
they're
trouble.
a true mess to their absolute core.
We're lucky.
you
I'm
a
sorry.
team or a club?
Right, exactly. So we're going to talk to Lansky. He loves ripping the Leafs, and I love hearing him rip the Leafs. He was on his way to Bonnyville. He was looking for a high area of road to stop and to talk to us. He may be on the web. I'm not sure, but he's on the way, and we'll have more fun and frivolity as we get ready for the week. When is the next long weekend? Easter? When's Easter?
April 6th.
All right, so we're not far away. All right, thinking out loud. It's fun. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube. It's time for an update with Mackenzie.
The Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Custom Floors, Inc. Floors done right for homes or businesses. Visit the new showroom at 11577 149th Street, now open 6 days a week with Saturday hours from 10 to 2, or visit customfloorsinc.ca and bring your next flooring project to life. Only 2 games in the NHL tonight. The Oilers are on the second half of a back-to-back in St. Louis. Puck drop at 6. We've got pregame coverage with Andrew Walker starting at 5, and Islanders host the Kings. 8 games in the association. Raptors host the Suns. Tip-off at 5:30. Cavs take on Dallas. Timberwolves are in Golden State. Jazz are on the road in Portland. Bulls and Clippers have the late slate. The second round of the Players' Championship is underway. Canadian Corey Connors is tied for 3rd. And in the AJ, Devon is in Whitecourt. Grand Prairie hosts Drayton Valley. In BCHL action, both Shore Park and Spruce Grove are at home. Crusaders host West Kelowna and Saints meet Cranbrook. 1 game in the PWHL. The Torn are on the road in St. Paul taking on Minnesota. And the Pandas are in Langley for the U Sports Volleyball Championships. They'll be taking on Montreal this evening. I'm Mackenzie, and that's your Sports 1440 update.
1440. Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our #1 selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali. Yep, 0% for 72 months. And Costco members get an extra discount on some of our SUVs. Pop in today and drive away smiling. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers. The next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
The weather doesn't care about your shift or your schedule. Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts let you battle back against the ever-changing elements. Carhartt's durable water-repellent technology lets light rain beat up and roll right off. Layer up and stay on the job longer without getting drenched. Get your Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts at all 3 of our Edmonton job site workwear locations.
Job site workwear, different jobs.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at bashawconcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. bashawconcrete.com.
He's the only person to win an arm wrestling contest with the Philly Fanatic. The Lowdown with Lowetide, now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the Lowdown on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. It's Truck Month, featuring their best deals of the year. Ask about 0% financing plus extra discounts for Costco members. WolfGMCBuick.com. We are joined by our friend Steve Lansky, who is either en route or in Bonnyville today. How are you, sir?
Great. How are you?
Good. Are you driving? Are you riding? Are you mobile?
I'm a passenger. I'm not driving, and I'm watching the Wolf Creek Country Club, or whatever it's called, in Promotional roll by.
Oh, nice. And just so we're clear, when you're with Mrs. Lansky, you're always a passenger.
You got that right, buddy.
So I know you're at Bonnyville. That means you won't have time to watch the baseball tonight.
I will not watch any baseball today. That is correct. We're just trying to get to Bonnyville before it's dark, so that's the main goal today.
Yeah, I'm. You're at an age like me, I bet, where you'd prefer to drive during the daytime because you see better.
It is part of a see better thing, but I just find there's way more variables at night. There's fog, there's ice that apparent. I guess that's a see better thing. I'm literally the nicest way I can say that if you gave me 100 years.
Okay, I'll take that. You're cutting in and out here, so we'll continue for now, but we may recall you here in a minute. Oilers have had a weird road trip. They won in Vegas, won in Colorado impressively, and then were just stinky last night against the Dallas Stars. I think it points out to there is a difference between this year's team and the last 2 years, and the Stanley Cup Final may be a bridge too far for this particular edition of the Oilers. Do you agree? Yeah, you know what? We're definitely going to have to. We'll try. Like if Steve's driving in the same route, we may have to get him next Friday because I don't want to have him cutting out because I want to hear what he says. I don't want to frustrate our listeners. Although if he doesn't come back, then I got to talk to Josh, which is hugely frustrating to our listeners based on the comments. Somebody said Josh was right earlier today, and it was the happiest I've ever seen Josh. Do not use Sunlight dish soap on your hair. Best case scenario, you look like Doc Brown, unless your desired look, of course, is strip your hair of essential oils. I actually wash my hair less now than I ever have, but I find that it is it's long right now, but I find that it's quite greasy. So I got to get it cut. Personal information there, but there you go. Afternoon, gentlemen. Corey Perry is a Stanley Cup Finals bad luck charm. I think he's been on 5 Cup Finals the last 7 or 8 years. All of those teams lost from Bobby. Well, he won a Stanley, so that's all you need is one, and I think he is a Hall of Famer. Brad says, top 5 Dark Horse Cup winners: Anaheim, Montreal, Buffalo, Oilers, Pens. That's a fun list, Brad. I like it. Guys, Leafs haven't been on the same since they got rid of Kadri. Yeah, I'd say Keon, but, you're right. Are we trying him again?
Yeah, so I talked to him on the phone there because he was still on the line, and he cut in and out a bunch. And I was like, hey, you know what? Lowetide just said enjoy your drive to
Sure.
Bonnyville.
Well, because I don't
basically.
want to,
it's a lot going on.
Right. And when people hear him, they want to hear what he says, and it's not fair to him or to us or to our listeners,
No, absolutely. All the way around. So
yeah.
I just said, we try him next week. He was very apologetic. I was like, hey man, don't worry. You're driving to Bonnyville.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly very nice out right now. So
Well, also you're burning daylight. I understand exactly. Because you know what? It's true when you get older. I have a hard time staying at night compared to when I was younger. And when I get my eyes checked, they go, yeah, that's something that happens as you get older. So,
hey, I get it. You and Lansky are more elderly individuals.
Well, there's no need to say that. We know that.
I was just
it's
adding that in there.
Kind of
You
cruel.
know what? You're not the only one. I also hate driving in the dark.
Oh, is that right?
I
Okay.
don't like it. I avoid it at all costs.
In the summertime, I love driving at night. When they're like, hey, can you come to Calgary? I'm like, yep. And then I start driving at like 10 p.m.
I'll say this, that growing older it's like every day you lose a little bit of something. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then and you don't even think about it because you're like, oh, okay. But when I drive at night now, I'm like, okay, pay the hell attention, and then still there's like, it's just weird. Your perception, your depth perception, all of those things kind of go away. And don't even talk to me about my hearing because I won't hear you. I'm a mess. Oh, and by the way, yesterday, we were talking about dogs. Remember that?
Yes.
Did you see Brad bring in his dog?
I did, yeah. Little
Griffey.
Griffey, that's right. Yeah. So
on TikTok, I think is Griffey Unleashed.
Yes. So follow Brad on Twitter, obviously. But I actually met his wife Lacey long before I ever.
Oh, I've known Lacey
Brad.
longer, I think, than I've known Brad.
Yeah, I played softball.
Lacey's the smart one.
Oh yeah, she's lovely. I
Yeah.
love Lacey. I like she helped me out a couple of times because we have a mutual friend. So I've played softball with Lacey, and she's very, very lovely. So that's how I actually found out about Griffey, was her Instagram, and then shortly after I saw Brad's Twitter.
Yeah. So you're more in tune with her Instagram than his Twitter. Interesting.
Yeah, because I would say I'm on Twitter a lot, but it's again very curated to me.
Is Instagram the one you swipe right on?
No,
Or
that's
TikTok.
That's Tinder.
Tinder,
and TikTok's up and down.
Tinder's the one where I remember I said to my kids, I have a friend who went on Tinder, and I said to my friends, I might go on Tinder, and they're no, don't go on there.
That's a terrible idea.
So
Listen,
I never did.
Are you
in
on
my
there?
prime, and I wish I wasn't on it.
You're on Tinder?
Oh yeah, I'm on the big three.
I don't even know what that
Tinder,
means.
Hinge, Bumble.
Oh yeah, I hate Bumble the most.
What about Facebook dating?
No.
Come on.
I have gotten notifications from that though, and I'm like, I've never set up an account. on here.
eHarmony worked for me. So,
Interesting.
Yeah. Now I think it's eHarmony is a little more.
What about Plenty of Fish?
That was not something called Plenty of Fish.
Sure, there is. There's a website called Plenty of Fish.
What the hell is going on here?
That's true.
Hey man,
How many of these play? What's the one that was
I'm sure
started
there's
by
a
a
bunch of them.
Canadian where you can, if you're married, you can hook up? What's that one called? Amanda Marshall or something?
Oh,
I don't know. Tinder?
No.
No, Ashley Madison.
That's
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right. And then there's this other one for high class individuals.
That Ashley Madison
Raya?
one? That's,
Raya.
Yeah.
The Ashley
Server I
Madison
worked
one?
with had Raya.
The Ashley Madison one is morally wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like,
You know whose husband was on that?
who?
Snooki.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
The other
They're
one,
still together though.
the other one's Grinder. That's for our
Grinder.
yeah. So
What
that's,
so you're looking for like
no, that's for our gay friends.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Uh,
that's fine.
And so, funny story about Grinder.
Oh,
we're
no.
in high school.
Is this where we lose?
No.
our jaw?
I swear this is a quick one. We're in high school, and I have quite a few gay friends. So we're all like hanging out in a class. And he's like, "Let's just see like who's around." And first thing that shows up is our substitute teacher, who was teaching a class at the time.
Well, there you go.
Not
So?
our class. He taught, I think, half of us in that room math at the end of the day, and this was like at the beginning. So we had to be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that would be
Yep.
tough. That
That
would be,
guy later arrested for bad things.
Okay.
Oh.
He was on
Oh.
Yegwave.
All right.
He was that engineer
All right. Well,
from like a year ago.
Big yikes.
here we
Yeah.
go.
It was bad.
Wow. You missed a lot. You
Yeah.
picked the wrong time to leave the room.
Teacher's
sir.
back in the room now, and we're going to get back to the lesson plan.
Well, let me just say this.
No,
That
you don't
we,
think she-
we talked about Tinder and Grinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's funny was, it's actually the Brandon, after he got his code, he was like, Declan, they're talking about Ashley Madison. You better get back in.
Most of my career, I've been a night driver. Love it. All you have to worry about is the animals on the road and very few cars. Problem nowadays seems to be all these high intensity headlights. Oh, they're really bad, right? Like they're really like they just bore into your soul. That's a good point. Oh, I'm not reading that. .com. There can't be one of those called that.
Oh, that's definitely a real thing.
Oh, what the hell? Doesn't anybody just ask somebody out at the laundromat?
Okay, we're not going to read what that .com is, but the funniest part is under it. He says, "My orthodontist was robbed at knife point by his date." Like that's so funny.
Who would tell anyone that? Like, why would you be like, yeah, sorry.
Honestly, it's like almost too good of a story not to share. Like you're kind of embarrassed about it, but you have to tell it.
But it's also his orthodontist, right? Like he's just saying.
That's another good point.
But it makes it more credible because who would say that? Walt says, "What kind of sports show is this?"
You make a wonderful point, Walt.
Off the road. It's off the rails, is what it is. Hey, Lowetide, what's happening with Connor Unger? Why is in the ECHL? Do you think he gets a call up the order to start fading? Would you bring him up to save the season? No, I would never put that kind of pressure on him. Connor Unger proved something this year. He proved that he's a legitimate AHL, maybe NHL goalie, but he's still a prospect. So you bring him up next year to play in the AHL as the starter, and maybe he gets a look. And you've also got Samuel Johnson, who looks like he's a real player. He's doing very well in the ECHL. Bring them both up to the AHL. And, they're going to figure out what's going on. I think they'll end up signing Connor Unger. And he'll go with Tristan Jarry next year as the starters. And I think Picker will go elsewhere. And I think that'll be the combination. They'll be young in the minor leagues, but that's okay. Unger's a little older as an individual. I like their goaltending bubbling under. I do. And I think they've committed now. And I know this is the worst day to do it because he got lit up last night. But I don't think he give up on Tristan Jarry because all goaltenders are going to struggle at times when they play with the Edmonton Oilers because the Edmonton Oilers are trying to score goals and outscore mistakes. They're not a shutdown, and they shouldn't be. They got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. They don't play Lou Lamoriello hockey, and I'm glad. But it's tough on the goalie. LOL, Amanda Marshall, love you, LT. That was golden from Mr. Maris. That was the movie, right? Who's saving Sarah Marshall?
That's that's Sarah Marshall.
Right.
There you go.
Who's Amanda Marshall?
I don't know.
Is that the singer? Hold on.
Oh boy.
No, there's names in my brain and they just come out, Is she the one who did Dark Horse?
No, that's Katy Perry.
No, my money's riding on the Dark Horse baby. Who did
She did Let It Rain, Beautiful Goodbye, Birmingham.
Dark Horse.
She was a Canadian singer.
Dark Horse. Amanda, everybody listen to Dark Horse by Amanda Marshall. Great damn song.
Not the Katy Perry one.
I played it
That's
when
what
I was
just found out.
working Top 40. It is so good. Oh, it's so good. I forgot about that song. Play Dark Horse by Amanda Marshall.
Hit number 5 in Canada.
That's a great song. Oh, Indian Summer.
There you have your next song
Something
queued up.
Sorry, what was it?
Dark Horse.
All right.
Ask a valid sports question, get no answer. Yeah.
Was that Walt again?
No, Jordy. When McDavid, his contract comes to a close, what do you think is going to happen from Jordy? Well, I think he'll say, I just won the Stanley Cup with Edmonton. I'm signing again.
So I think there are a few different ways this could go. Not to be true. I
think you're right.
I tend my biggest inclination is that he has taken a value contract for the next 2 years after this year to put a team around him, and then he will stay in Edmonton getting the most money he can because I do think he wants to be in Edmonton, and obviously he's going to have earned that by that point. I do think there is a possibility that if the team does not win in the next 2 years, that Connor then says, maybe my writing is just on the wall that I cannot win with this management group team, whatever it is,
right,
and leaves. I also think there is a small possibility, and this is probably third on the rung, that he does win here in the next 2 years, 3 years, including this year, and says, my work here is done. I have given the city a championship. I am going somewhere else.
Right.
Those would be my three scenarios.
Well, I think they're also like those are the main ones.
Yeah, I don't think I'm breaking any news here.
No, he's not going to like buy an island somewhere and go and never play again.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard. That's what he's going to do.
But I think at some point in time, he may just say to hell with this noise and pick a team and just sign for like $5 million and
Not
go win a
soon,
Stanley.
though.
Pardon me?
Not soon,
no. But
that we're talking that's like 10 years down.
But if I were who's the smartest team in the NHL?
The Panthers
or the Lightning.
Zito and the Panthers would be up
okay,
there.
but I don't know
One
if
of
he'd
the
go to the
Florida teams.
Panthers.
I could see him going to Tampa.
You know where
go to
he
the
might go is Carolina.
They're a smart team.
And
they need a superstar.
They don't. They need a superstar. You put him on Carolina at $5 million.
Yeah.
You
Look
know
out.
who's what's a really smart team though? Just 3 hours south of here.
No, you know what?
The thing about Carolina,
Utah's farther than that.
like they'd still play him 19 minutes a night.
Well, I don't think they would.
Oh, they played Randon like 18. Now Randon's not McDavid, but still. And the other thing is, by the time he would go to Carolina, like who knows what they look like.
By the way, people are asking on my blog, so I'm going to say it. People are saying send Jari to the AHL. You can't. This is from Ira Original Pozar. He says only players that were on an AHL roster on deadline day, i.e. Szymanski, can be assigned to the AHL after the deadline and play in the playoffs. So there you go.
Also, really quickly, like, what about the fact that Sidney Crosby has been a Penguin for his entire career? And I can kind of see McDavid not like modeling his career after Sidney Crosby, but Sidney Crosby was so influential over McDavid that I think he would want to have some type of like legacy and loyalty to his team and city.
Yeah.
The way that Crosby has.
He also won cups in year 4 and 5, though. Like that factors in.
But I think the overriding thing that we often don't mention in these situations is, he plays for the Edmonton Oilers. That's his team. But his teammates are what makes this, I think, a loyalty thing for McDavid. He and Leon are attached as human beings. And I think they want to live. And Fred Chiro said it. He said, win today and we walk together forever. I think those two want to win together.
I totally agree. I'd be very curious to know his real, honest, truth serum thoughts on like the city of Edmonton, like not his teammates, not the management.
So you're recommending drugging Connor McDavid?
I won't be the one
just
to do it,
getting
but
him drunk
factoring in, fans and media, sure, but just like the city, like, listen, I love Edmonton. Edmonton's home. Edmonton, compared to the other 32 NHL markets, probably isn't exactly a destination to
Depends
live
on
your
what
life.
you
know
want. The Russians don't like to come here. The Swedes love it. So do the Finns.
But you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
no, I
Like,
get it. I get it. And, if you really want to make people happy, why don't you say he's always wanted to go to Toronto? People love that in Edmonton.
Well, that's probably the worst fan situation in sports.
Could you imagine? Like, you think it's tough him not winning in Edmonton? Imagine if he doesn't win in Toronto.
I'm on with Gregor at 5:20. Who's on with Gregor at 3:00?
Wanye.
Okay, but
Wanye.
who's producing the show?
Connor.
Okay. Is anybody here in the studio with
you?
him?
Actually, sorry, we got to talk about that. You probably won't be on at 5:20 today
Okay, that's fine.
because the pregame show. So you might get bumped a little earlier. or something.
I don't even care. I don't need to be on. I'm just saying. But somebody's got to get Gregor's opinion about what happened in Toronto last night. Because as mad as people are at Frederick, they should be over the damn ranch bars, whatever the hell that means, over what happened with Toronto.
3.5 minutes, my over-under for how long it takes for Gregor to mention what happened in Toronto last night.
He did have a tweet about it earlier today. And he was kind of like, I don't know why people are surprised, which...
You tried.
I tried.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. He said, I'm not really sure why people are surprised. Oh my God, I liked it. I'm just getting it. In this
no prep.
I wasn't expecting to be asked.
Here we go. I have it right here.
Okay, thanks.
sorry.
Well, wait a minute. She's got it.
No, Josh, you go.
Well, I just happen to have Gregor's thing right here. Yeah. So, per Jason Gregor, not sure why people are surprised by no response from Toronto after hit on Matthews. That is their culture. They have a few guys like McCabe and Domi who will stand up, but their leadership core never has. You can coach GM all you like, but they don't set the on-ice tone. Crosby and Malkin stood up for themselves, and the team followed. Kane, Taves, and Keith did for Chicago. Doughty did for the Kings. Ovi did for Washington. Point, Kucherov, and Hedman in Tampa Bay. McKinnon and Landeskog in Colorado. Stone and Pietrangelo in Vegas. Kachuk, Bennett, Ekblad in Florida. McDavid and Draisaitl push back. Toronto core never has. It isn't in them, and it filters down.
Well, amen to that. There you go. So look,
65,000 views.
that is
on
a plug
Twitter.
for Gregor. All right, we're late for a break. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Hey, Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $500,000 on Mega Jackpot's Ocean Bells? Think about the season tickets you could lock down with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
It's Truck Month at Wolf GMC Buick, and we know trucks. And we have the best deals of the year right now. Some have 0% for 4 years. We have 0% for 6 years. That's on our number one selling GMC Sierra half-ton crew cab, or the Elevation, the AT4, or Denali. Yep, 0% for 72 months. And Costco members get an extra discount on some of our SUVs. Pop in today and drive away smiling.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Business owners, if rising electricity costs are cutting into your profits, there's a smarter way forward. Right now, federal clean technology tax credits can cover 30 to over 50% of the cost of a commercial solar system, delivering an immediate return on your investment. And in Edmonton and Sturgeon County, the Commercial Clean Energy Improvement Program offers long-term financing for up to 20 years, making solar more affordable than ever. Lock in lower energy costs for decades and strengthen your bottom line. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com to get started.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. Use code 1440 for 15% off at notalonecode.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling offers no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. So, when you wake up to no heat,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
if you need it immediately with no overtime rates, if you need it immediately and want to combo it with AC,
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
no payments and no interest for 1 year on your new furnace. It could only be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Oh, Canada. Jiffy Lube is here to keep you moving through mornings like these. Full synthetic oil changes, quality Pennzoil products, tire checks, battery tests, and everything else your car needs to get through our winters. Stop by Jiffy Lube for fast, easy, warranty-approved service. No appointment, no hassle. Just dependable service right when you need it. Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving through this. For 50 years, the Selby Group has been building trusted homes and strong communities. This year, we're celebrating that milestone with special events and anniversary promotions you won't want to miss. Discover Hillshire by Selby Group, beautifully designed homes in a community built for the way you live today. And coming this spring, move-in ready spec homes will be available. Your new home is waiting. Celebrate 50 years of Selby Group at Hillshire. Visit selvygroup.com or stop by Hillshire today.
From high sticking, they're breaking down the middle. Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Check them out at wolfgmcbuick.com. Oh, I'd forgotten about that song. I love it so much. You know what else I love? Baseball. World Baseball Classic. Who do we like? I'll ask Josh this question. I think Josh is the most notable of the baseball fans in the room. Canada's in it. They play the U.S.
They are?
tonight.
Oh, man.
I know it's going to be exciting.
Crazy.
But they would have to be like an extreme underdog. Not including, well, I guess you have to include Japan and USA. Who do you see in the final, and who do you like the most, and who do you like to win it all?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to look at the playoffs really quick here
That's
because I like Vladdy is still insanely hot from his postseason run. The
and that
dude is on fire.
I know, but that lineup is so good.
Lineup is so good.
So
Like I really
Canada.
like what the Dominican has going on right
Yep.
now.
So I like that.
Like if they're not going up against Japan, then I think I really like them to get there.
Japan's so ridiculous.
Because I like Japan no matter what. I don't think this is the US's year. Now this might just be me being all sour grapes and whatever, but like,
well, if DeRosa wins, it'll be an upset because he dogged this whole thing.
yeah. But so I think they're they're on opposite sides of the bracket. So I think it's going to be Dominican Republic against Japan.
That'll be a slugfest.
And you know what's going to happen? Vladdy to win it is going to homer off of Shohei, who's going to be on the bump.
That would be a huge.
You know how awesome that would be? Because the last time the World Baseball Classic happened, in case anyone forgets, it was Shohei who struck out Mike Trout, his teammate at the time, to win the World Baseball Classic. So if that's the same thing we see, the same setup we see this time, and it's instead a World Series matchup, I like Vladdy to go yard.
Love it.
Off of him. Just like and I'm talking 118 exit velo, 478 feet, just lets it all loose on that ball. Shohei maybe lets it hang a little bit, throws a little change up, hangs it by accident.
It's been extremely entertaining.
Oh yeah, this has been awesome.
They it's every 4 years.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I still lived in Sherwood Park the last time they played, which would have been 4 years ago.
Right. And they Sherwood Park as a society sent you away, right? Like you were
I
expelled.
chose to leave voluntarily.
That's what you said,
and then moved back a year and a half later. So they clearly missed my presence and needed me to return.
They didn't recognize your new name is what happened. And
same name as always.
So we've talked a little bit about the Oilers today. Last night, the problem with talking about the Oilers at all right now is that it's so driven by what happened the previous night. You know, the Colorado game, I think was the best game they played all year. You could make a case that last night was the worst game they played all year, except that it was about goaltending. And I don't know, we know that Tristan Jarry can and will play better. But I don't know. You need the wins. You got to get the W's. And he played so well against Colorado when he came in and played. But I think, do you trust him in Nashville? Like, how many more games do you trust him for? And I don't have the answer. And, God forbid, what happens if they need him? It's a tough situation. And I understand. Look, I do not forget how upset all Oiler fans were about Stuart Skinner. But when you fix a problem and it doesn't stay fixed, then maybe the problem is bigger than you're looking at. Are you a handyman around the house, Declan?
Not as much as I'd like to.
Okay.
That boy's got soft hands.
All right. Well, I do too. So are you a softy hand boy or?
Oh no, I like to get my
So
hands dirty.
could you fix plumbing that was like elementary?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, would it look pretty? Absolutely not. Like that plumber's tape would be all over the place.
So let's say you win the lottery and you win just enough to buy a home and it's your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And then one morning you get up and damn, in the basement underneath the bathroom, there's a leak.
Yep.
And it's kind of ruined your ceiling in your basement. And you're like, oh man, that sucks. So then you figure out what it is and you fix it. and then 2 weeks later it happens again.
I'd probably
call
try one more
somebody?
time and then call someone, because I'd be like, what mistake did I make here?
So
Professor YouTube has my back.
The Oilers had the leak. They traded out Skinner and they got Jari, and now the leak is happening again. So
that's an in-house problem.
That's what I'm saying, is that you haven't identified the problem yet. Skinner might have been part of the problem, but there's another problem, and that's defense.
Yeah, so here's what Conspiracy Josh coming out, my impersonation of Conspiracy Bell. Chris Knobloch, we've all said, hey, he's a defensive coach. Are we sure he's good at coaching defense?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Seeing as how, like, the problem that this team has had essentially every year has really come down to the defense.
Okay, then let me ask you another question.
Sure.
They got Coffey back, but maybe Gullitson's the guy they really missed.
So I posed this to Connor yesterday for 5 questions. He's like, I need 2 more questions for 5 questions. And I said, well, why don't you ask Jason if he thinks Gullitson was actually the biggest free agent loss for the Oilers last summer? And he's like, all right, final score prediction. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me, man. Yeah, you got to be kidding me. That was so good. He was like, that's a great question. All right, what's your score prediction, Jason? I was like, oh, come on, man. But yeah, I think it was Gullitson, because like we see it now in Dallas. They are firing. Like they're making up ground on Colorado, who seemed like this absolute behemoth, steamrolling over everybody. And now the Stars all of a sudden are like, who were already good to begin with.
So
rolling.
Let me ask you a follow-up question.
Sure.
Do you think part of last night was Gullitson knew how to...
Oh, I think that's definitely a part of it.
Right.
Totally.
You have familiarity with the system and the coach and all of the players who are playing in that system, except for 4.
Yeah. Mackenzie, you wanted to say something.
I just agree with Josh.
Okay.
I think Gullitson was
Oh my God, I'm on a hot streak this week.
Really, really big loss. And he just knew the right buttons to help Knobloch push, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The Stars got under some of the Oilers' skin in a way that Florida also did. And Gullitson was there for the 2 Florida series on the Edmonton side.
Also, I am the handyman in my house.
Oh, really?
Yep. I am.
The big, strong baseball player can't do anything around the house. My.
Oh, I'd love if he was listening right now.
Your husband, your guy is a baseball player?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played in a JUCO in Niagara, and then coached the baseball academy out in Oyen. Then he moved to Red Deer, was the baseball director for the Dome, and that's where we met. And then he moved to Edmonton to coach the Riverhawks and the Edmonton collegiate team. Yeah.
I wonder if he knows my friend Jeff Grishel, who's big into baseball.
Probably.
Oh,
It's a small world.
Yeah, it is. Well, it'll
really.
But yeah, I fix everything in our house.
Way
Unless
to go.
it's too high for me to reach.
Yeah, but can you throw a curveball?
No.
Can he throw a curveball?
I think so.
What position? Was he a pitcher?
He pitched for a little bit.
Okay.
And then he got moved to shortstop and second base.
He'd
then
probably
he's
throw a
good athlete
curveball,
then.
but not
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, if he's
Yeah.
played anybody who plays shortstop in baseball is the best athlete on the team.
Yeah, he used to be
Unless
really
your name's
fast, but
Boba
now
Fett.
he's old and washed up. So that's why he coaches.
Old and washed up, and he's 27 or whatever.
No, he's 29. He's pushing 30.
He's 29. You mean the prime of his athletic career?
If you're Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, yes.
Or any
he's
other
got a
athlete
man's
on the
brain
planet.
going.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I
Bad
was-
knees. And he
I-
wasn't even a catcher.
I always say if he practiced harder, maybe he'd made it to the MLB.
It's tough, man. It's so competitive. AZ says, I get the defense is bad, really, really bad, but Skinner still had better numbers with the same players. I'm sorry, but each game the trade is worse and worse. Look, I understand, but I pushed against this when you were mad at Stuart Skinner. I'm going to push against this now. Sunk cost is an actual thing. And the Oilers keep sinking costs on players who come in and are supposed to be the solution in net, and they're not. You know, people have fond memories of Mike Smith. Mike Smith's save percentage was really, really good compared to this, and you didn't like him either. So I think the Edmonton Oilers have to figure out what they're doing wrong and then make it easier for the goaltender. Let me ask you a question. How many high danger chances did they have? I read Staples somewhere on Twitter, and he follows it, and he's really good at tracking this stuff. And he said that the Stars had 12 high danger chances, the really, really great high danger chances. The Oilers had 6. That the goalie has nothing to do with that. So I'm pushing back because, Skinner got traded, and you don't like the trade for Skinner. So maybe they should have kept their powder dry, like I said, so they could make a better decision in the summertime. And now they got sunk cost with the cap, and they've cost themselves maybe another year. That's the damn problem with doing this stuff and not having a clear upgrade. And we had Rachel on the day after the trade, and she said that. She said, I don't know if this guy's the upgrade you think he is.
I think that's what everyone at our station said.
Yeah. So it's a universal, everybody but the Oilers knew. That's not on Stuart Skinner, and it's not on Tristan Jarry.
And it's not on Brett Kulak. It is on that second-round pick, though.
That second-round pick.
How could it?
I never liked it. All right, one more break. We're going to talk about the Oilers. We're going to talk about tonight. I think they're going to – I'll tell you what I think next. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Booster Juice is going crazy for hazelnuts.
No, not crazy. Nuts.
Booster Juice is going bananas for hazelnuts.
I mean, there are bananas in smoothies, but that's not the point.
Banana juice is booster for hazelnuts.
What? Just stop.
Booster Juice is going nuts for hazelnut. Introducing the Nutty Monkey Smoothie, Holy Hazelnut Acai Bowl, and Nutty Booster Ball, all made with rich, creamy hazelnut spread. Try them today, only at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, healing doesn't have to feel heavy, because in our SwimX aquatic therapy pools, you literally float your way to recovery. Whether you're dealing with arthritis, back pain, joint injuries, post-surgical rehab, chronic pain, balance issues, mobility challenges, or just feeling a little creaky, warm water and gentle resistance have your back, your knees, and your hips. Trusted by pro sports teams and rehab hospitals, our SwimX pools help you move sooner, hurt less, and recover faster. So take the load off. Let the water do the work. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Cheers. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
This is Andrew Walker, host of the postgame show on Sports 1440. After every hockey game this season, tune in and chime in as we talk about the game. It's all sponsored by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Don't get left in the cold. Visit legacyheating.ca.
Mr. Rooter kinda speaks French. Je m'appelle Monsieur Rooter. Je suis plombier.
Très bien, Mr. Rooter. Your name is Mr. Rooter, and you are in fact a plombier, a plumber. You are an excellent student.
Au contraire, mon frère, je suis un excellent étudiant. Also, I'm not here for a French lesson. I'm here because someone clogged up the toilets.
Ah, oui, right this way.
For a plumber who speaks your language, call Mr. Rooter.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
The weather doesn't care about your shift.
or your schedule. Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts let you battle back against the ever-changing elements. Carhartt's durable, water-repellent technology lets light rain beat up and roll right off. Layer up and stay on the job longer without getting drenched. Get your Carhartt Rain Defender sweatshirts at all 3 of our Edmonton job site workwear locations.
From high sticking to breaking down the middle. Here's the Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 at 1:43, final segment of the day. The Edmonton Oilers play poorly last night. And, well, some members of the team played poorly last night, and they lose after a great game against Colorado. I think tonight they will blow the doors off the St. Louis Blues, who are running out the string and are going to have some maybe some unfamiliar names for you. And if the Oilers do lose, I think they'll get goaltended. Perplexed Oilers fan says Skinner left with around a 280 goals against average. Jari has 417. You can't just play him till he's the last option. They have other options in the AHL. 2 more guys are hurt. Put one on LTIR and bring up someone. If he doesn't work, try the next guy. Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. I'm saying that you can't trade Jari. I don't know how much they can trust him down the stretch, and that's going to be an issue for sure. But before last night, I mean, he played pretty well against Colorado when he was called in due to the concussion protocol for Connor Ingram. So he's not consistent. He's not a guy you can count on. And you're hoping that he would settle the job down, and that has not happened. My point is this. You've traded Kulak. You got rid of a second-round pick. You had free agent in Skinner. Now you don't have a free agent in Jari. You've committed to Jari in measurable, real ways. So stop the madness and say, okay, why can't we get a goalie? NHL goalie has had a career, comes here, cannot stop anything. What are we doing wrong? Are we putting too much pressure on this player? Is our style too bad? Why did we give up 12 chances, high danger to 6 last night in a game that we felt like we could win? What are the problems? Is the gapping too much? Is the defense simply not, able to play hockey the way we want them to? I don't have those answers. And I know that they just tried to change it. But by my estimation, they're worse now than they were before Coffey got here and before Jari got here. And you can blame Coffey and Jari if you want. I'm not going to. I think this team has a real structural problem. They're too predictable. And they got to figure it out. And their gaps are too much. And those long passes, they've used them all along, but they use them too much when they get into trouble.
I'll blame Jari. I like everything you said. I don't know, but I'll blame Jari later.
Do you want to trade him in the summertime, even though you have to give up a second-round pick and another defenseman and a draft pick?
Sure don't. What I just want is Connor Ingram's the number 1.
I hope he is.
Yeah. You know what? I listen, he's not Andrei Vasilevsky. He's not Ilya Sorokin, but I think he can. He's got number 1 tendencies. He's got number 1 high-end ability. I'm phrased that wrong, but I hope you get where I was going.
Well, I think that when they got him, I won't tell you who, but somebody in the hockey industry, not related in any way to the Oilers, said, I think they've got something here.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And he didn't show it early, and then he really showed it.
Like he didn't show it in the AHL at all, which gave a lot of people
But
pause.
he came up, and he's sort of gotten there. Now, there's been some wobble, but I still think this team defensively has some real issues that they're going to have to take care of. And I also wonder, like Emerson hurt Stastny on that, and I hate to keep picking on him because I do like him as a young player, but Duchesne made him look foolish.
He's got to be better. I have a question for all you guys. If the Oilers win tonight, that's 6 out of 8 on this road trip. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But does the Dallas loss overshadow that at all for you?
No, but what it does do is it tells me that this team has, you know how like the last 2 years and they went to the final, we all kind of felt like, and I said they're going to win the Stanley Cup and they didn't. Yeah. Totally wrong, but they got real damn close both years. This year, I don't think they're close.
Yeah, I agree. I also think there's something to be said. Like, obviously, the team is much different, right? Like, that's kind of a big thing. But there's also, it's really hard to make 3 cup finals in a row.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of hockey over 3. Like, it's really hard to make 3 cup finals in a row.
Yeah. And what I was hoping they'd do at the summertime, Declan, sorry to interrupt you, is to take the money that has now been spent on Jari and then say, okay, what do we need? And then go get, like, the best possible goaltender. Like trade, whatever.
Yeah. Well, by the way, like giving up a second with Jari might not be enough.
No. Yeah. Exactly. It's like it feels like since an hour after they drafted McDavid, they started trading away draft picks, and they just feel like I so hope Samuel Johnson ends up. If they could get an eternal, I know I'm only giving half sentences. Sometimes old people do that. If they can get Samuel Johnson that develop their own goaltender, and he's on a value deal, and he's really good, that would be ideal for this team. But I think the goaltending is the focus, but I think this team defensively is just too far asunder. Asunder. That's a biblical word.
It's it's really funny because like I think they're going to be a Western Conference Finals team, but I think it's kind of fool's gold. Like I don't truly think they're a top 4 team in the NHL. No. It's going to look like that the way the bracket works out if things go according to what I think, but I don't think they're truly a top 4.
I don't understand Bowman's year. He said I said some good things, but he said at the beginning of the year. I don't see why the people are so upset about the goaltending. The goaltending's fine. And then midway through the year, he makes a trade. Do you smell cannabis?
No, but I have a really bad sense of smell.
Okay. No, there's a weird smell. I don't know if it is that exactly, but there's a weird smell.
Are you smoking the marijuana? Anybody? No,
I'm not. I have a bad sense of smell. I don't really smell anything. It's like Stuart Skinner. I think 90.
Am I high?
You might be.
Okay.
I think 95 out of 100 Oiler fans, maybe 90 out of 100 right now would probably 95 out of 100. They'd take Stuart Skinner back over Tristan Jarry.
I would.
Exactly. But at the time, there weren't a whole lot of people who were too mad at that trade.
No,
like
there
a
weren't.
lot of, credit. Like I liked Stu a lot. I was sad to see him go, despite being a guy who kind of sat here and ripped on him a little bit, maybe more than he deserved. But it wasn't great. Like he was traded for a reason.
Oh, they got to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup with Skinner, but he got through the Dallas series. But against Florida, they needed to score more, but he needed to stop more pucks. Like it wasn't like this was a player who had proven everything, and Jari hasn't proven anything, but I still think you have to give him the chance.
By the way, I'm starting to smell that a little bit.
Like
a little bit.
Maybe that's why we've been talking about all the things we've talked about today. That's my excuse in any meeting that comes up.
Imagine the whole show was played out like at light speed in our brains, but the listeners have just been hearing, and now.
And I got to drive home.
Yeah.
Declan, do you picture this year being similar to the 22-23 season where the Oilers played pretty well through the first 2 rounds, and then when they got to that Western Conference final with the Avs,
they just
couldn't compete in pretty much any way.
Yeah, like I think again, Pacific does not scare me. I think that Central winner is going to be like I don't think it's going to be great.
Do you think that I think no matter what happens now, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, Ingram starts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No doubt.
For sure.
And I could also see a scenario where Pickard.
I was just going to say. I'll do you one better. I think there might be a scenario where Pickard's on. Now could be a bit of a stretch. Pickard's he's been bad too.
Right.
But yeah,
we know that the Oilers players love him.
And he at least has the experience of being in the play. And he played well. It's coming twice last run, 3 times in 2 years.
Jari can't play in the AHL playoffs, but you could maybe kind of reset his, because confidence is a thing in any kind of sport, but goaltending, man, it's like you let in 3 bad pucks and then people don't want to know you, it's tough. And Edmonton is so intense because of the McDavid window that is, still wide open, but closing.
Oh, it's a lot of pressure on a very voodoo position, like you said. Yeah. Not for the faint of heart.
But also, like, do you think Jari had to have known that coming in here, right?
Well, he seemed to welcome it.
Yeah. And now it feels like he's just kind of crumbling under that pressure. And
But see,
he's got a little mental midget.
Yeah.
But like, here's my point. This and this is what I'm talking about. Like, it did not go well for Jack Campbell, and he was really hard on himself. And Mike Smith went really well, and Mike Smith didn't ever blamed himself ever. So maybe what's missing in the Jari acquisition is it's not my fault. I'm great. Maybe you just need the most arrogant guy on the planet to play goal for the Oilers.
Ilya Brizgalov.
Oh man, I loved him.
He was
Why do you
awesome.
have to be so mad?
Bear live in forest.
God, the Oilers have had some funny players over the years. Oh my God.
Remember Nikolai Habibulin?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like why would you forget him? But
Actually, when he was healthy, he played pretty well.
I had no idea Josh was out of the room, by the way.
Well, because he's sort of that guy, you know.
He just walked back in. I had no idea. I was actually kind of wondering why it was quiet.
Yeah, well, we hadn't mentioned any NBA stories in, at least 10 minutes.
Hey, that's not fair. Also, I'd go to the bathroom and then I had a nice chat with Mr. Connor Halley.
Oh, yeah, good guy. Well, listen, the Lowdown with Lowetide always promises you during a 2-hour show to give you 11 minutes of sports. And I think we did that and more today.
We got up to 12.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Jason Krueger on the way. Please enjoy your weekend. And we're back on Monday.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Only 2 games in the NHL tonight. The Oilers are on the second half of a back-to-back in St. Louis. Puck drop at 6. We've got pregame coverage with Andrew Walker starting at 5. And the Islanders host the Kings. 8 games in the association. Raptors host the Suns. Tip-off at 5:30. Cavs take on Dallas. Timberwolves are in Golden State. Jazz are on the road in Portland. Bulls and Clippers have the late slate. The second round of the Players' Championship is currently underway. Canadian Corey Connors is tied for 3rd. Nick Taylor and Taylor Pendrith are tied for 46th. In the AJ, Devon is in Whitecourt and Grand Prairie hosts Drayton Valley. BCHL action, Beaushore Park and Spruce Grove are at home. Crusaders host West Kelowna and Saints meet Cranbrook. 1 game in the PWHL. The Torrent are on the road in St. Paul taking on Minnesota. And the Pandas are in Langley for the U Sports Volleyball Championships. They'll be taking on Montreal this evening. Next on Sports 1440, the Jason Krueger Show, I'm Mackenzie, and that was a Sports 1440 update.